then I'll have to rush for the lunch. जल्दी से करते हैं.
Oh, right, huh. Okay, I'm starting. Uh, Hello, guys. So, very few people know that IIMs have PhD programs. In fact, it's one of the, apart from PGP, ABM, we also have FPM program in Lucknow. And I have one such student from FPM, Vipul, who's a very, very dear friend of mine. So this session currently is to just understand what exactly the FPM program from IIM Lucknow has to offer, and we'll delve into the further details. So to personally introduce Vipul, he's one of those very few PhDs who is equally fun, if not more fun than our all of our PGPs put together. So let's ask, how does he manage both academia and then having fun and then being this very cool person all the time? Yes. So hi Vipul.
Hi Meghna, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you? Can you tell us where are you currently?
So currently I'm in the research carrel portion in the library at the first floor. So there are 10 research carrels which is dedicated to the research scholars, and I'm sitting in one of those research carrel.
So this place brings a lot of memories back to me. In college, we'd spend a lot of time in library. For those of you who are wondering, we must
Yeah.
be some bookworms or nerds. No, once you get into an IIM, you don't have an option but to go to library and study. You'll see it for yourself. Cool. So I'm sure Vipul, you must have also heard surprising reactions from people who never knew there's PhD program in IIMs. I'm sure there are PhD program
Yeah.
for MBA or other various areas like finance, marketing in other universities as well. What difference does
Exactly.
IIM bring to this program, and what is your observation? Have you earlier joined any program in another university, or can you please tell us in detail?
Yeah, so first of all, I would say the most of people they don't know that the PhD program are there in the IITs and IIMs also, right? So
Right.
conventionally, people think that the PhD program is there in the central or the state universities or the private universities only. But yeah,
Hmm.
IITs and IIMs they also provide this PhD program that is very specialized to the areas in which people wants to pursue their PhD. So how do I get to know about the PhD program in IIM? So in my graduation time, like one of my professors, she taught me in my final semester, right? So after my graduation, once I saw that she has joined IIM Indore, I mean, she joined the FPM program over there. So I just I was very curious at that time. What is this FPM program and all? So I just went through various websites and the websites of the IIMs. So I've seen there that this FPM, this is equivalent to the doctoral program. This is PhD program. So earlier it is known as the FPM program, but now it is renamed as the PhD program as per the UGC guidelines. So yeah, this is how I get to know about this PhD program in IIMs or IITs. So like since my graduation only I wanted to do my PhD. I wanted to pursue my PhD, but I was not sure at the time. At the graduation you don't know much about the PhD programs and all, so I was just gathering the information at the time. So one information which I got to know is that we can pursue PhD in IIMs or IITs. So this was my first information and motivation. And then I start myself working for the PhD program. Then how do I get to know, sorry, basically how I can get into the PhD program. So in my post graduation, like I did MBA in HR and finance. So along with my MBA, I was preparing for the UGC NET JRF examination. So that is the examination which was accepted by the all the IIMs and IITs to get into the PhD program. So this is basic eligibility exam. So without qualifying JRF exam, you cannot get into PhD program in IITs. But in IIMs, there are many criterias which you can follow to get into for a PhD program. So JRF is one of those. Apart from JRF, you can appear in the CAT examination. You can appear for the GRE examination. GMAT is there. Then GATE examination is there. And few IIMs are having their own, examinations for the PhD program as well. But
Okay.
to get into your desired PhD program in desired, IIM, you'll have to go through the website of that IIM, and you'll have to check the area in which you want to apply, which all examination that area is required. So like in finance and accounting area in IIMs, we they are taking JRF, CAT, GMAT, GRE, GATE every exam. But in Calcutta, they take UGC Net Commerce, CAT, GATE, GMAT, GRE. So apart from this, you can not apply with UGC Net JRF exam in other areas in Calcutta. So likewise, in all the IIMs, it differs. So before applying, you'll have to check which IIMs is accepting which examination for the PhD program. So yeah, this
So
is
the
what like
information, okay, so the information for this you will get on the websites of IIMs, right? That's where you found out all of this,
yeah.
your own research, right? And one more question is, do you need a post graduation to do a PhD in IIMs? Or if you don't need a post graduation, then what are your chances of converting the interview? Do professors, when they interview you, do they choose people who generally have a MBA, or they're open to people who are straight out of BTech also, or people who are out of their undergrad and then worked also? What is your observation from your own
Okay.
batch?
So one good thing which I have observed in IIMs that they are very unbiased towards the interviewees or towards the candidates who are appearing for the PhD interviews or who are filling the application forms, who are applying for the PhD programs, right? But in central state universities, you will see there would be mostly reference of the approaches that would work for your selection process. But in IIMs or IITs, it won't work you won't work for you, right? And if I tell you about the procedure, so we should have 4 years of graduation program, and if you are having minimum 4 years of graduation program, then you can directly apply for the PhD program. But still you need the eligibility exam. So after 4 years of graduation program, you would be in the position of appearing for the gate examination. You cannot apply for yeah, you can also apply for the GRE, GMAT, and CAT examination. You cannot apply for the JRF exam, but yeah, you can apply for other examination. And after getting, uh, somewhere around 80 percentile, you can apply for the PhD program, and hopefully you will get the shortlisting. But it is desired that if you are getting more than 90 percentile in those examination. So this is what if you are having a 4 year of graduation program. But if you are having a 3 years of graduation program, then definitely you need a post graduation in your area or the area in which you want to pursue a PhD. Then you can appear for the UGC NET JRF examination, and then you can apply for the PhD programs.
Okay,
Regarding the interviews, so
right.
once you are done with your application forms, professor will basically the area wise professors will shortlist your application for the interview process. So it also varies
So
in
what do you have in your
institute to institute.
application form? Only
Sorry.
the scores, or some, do you, what do you have in your application form? Only the scores or some sort of essays also that you have to write?
So basically, for me, if I would say, so it was a 10-page long application form. So it is online, obviously, but yeah, it took me somewhere around 5 or 6 days to fill that form, because first they will ask you about your general information, then they will ask you your academia, then they will ask you your extracurricular activity, and in the application form itself, they will ask you about your SOP, that is statement of purpose. They might ask you what is your research question which you wanted to answer in your PhD, and how do you get the motivation for the research purpose, what is your future plans after PhD, and what sort of things you want to add in the PhD program once you are into the PhD program. So likewise, it takes me somewhere around 5 to 6 days, and in some forms it took me even more than those days also. And also in the application forms, you'll have to fill two referees. Those can be your colleagues, your past professors who taught you in your graduation or post graduation, and those can be your colleagues, or those can be your boss, or you can say your supervisor, manager in the company if you are working, or if you're not working at all, and in case you are not in the connection of your professor, then you can give the reference of your friends, or like your distant family members. Avoid giving the reference of your family members.
Right. So we can make a very detailed video on the application, how to fill, how do you make sure you write answers in such a way that you get shortlist. Another video on that. So for now, we've understood what is the
Yeah,
application
sure.
form. So how was your interview, and then what do you think contributed to your admission into the college? Some tips for people who will appear for the interview, and during which month were you scheduled for the interview?
So, how would I say? So first, I applied for the PhD program of 2021. So for that, I have started applying since December 2020. So all the IIMs, they open their application once in a year. That starts from October and that goes till Feb or March. That can go till Feb or March. Uh, so all the IIMs, they are having their different deadlines to for the open of the application and for the filling of the application. So usually it starts with from October and it ends in February or the March. Every year it changes. It varies. So you each time you'll have to just keep on looking on the websites of the IIMs. So once you are done with the application form, likewise I said that you'll have to fill each and every kind of your information, your certification, extracurricular activities, what all sort of things you can fill in the form. So after the application form, you will get the shortlisting for the interview program. Interview. So what happens? Every IIMs again they are having their own procedure for the interview. Some IIMs are having round one of interview, then who are clearing the round one, then they will go to the round two, and some are having only one round of the interview. And obviously these interviews are area wise, area specific. Like I am from finance and accounting area, so my interview was very specific to the finance and accounting part. So when I applied first for the 2021 program, so I appeared at the time somewhere around 17 to 18 IMs in the interviews of 17 to 18 IMs. Rest I couldn't apply because I was not fulfilling the eligibility criteria because they were asking for the CAT examination. So I didn't appear for the CAT. I was having only JRF score with me. So if I talk about my JRF score, I got 99.73 percentile, which was basically somewhere around 137th rank among the candidates who were appeared for the examination, who qualified for the examination, basically not
That's
appeared.
amazing. Hmm.
So that that was one of the criteria which I feel was good for my application form to shortlist for the
Hmm.
interview program.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I got shortlisting from most of the IIMs for the interview program, for the interview, right? So what happens in the interview is they will start with your introduction usually. So you need to be very crisp about your interview. You will just say those things for which you want them to ask you question. You should not give those points, or you would not be wanting them to pick those points for which you would not want to answer, right? So this is basically in your hand. How would you like to shape your interview, or in which direction you want to take your introduction or interview? So first they will start with the introduction part. Then the general question they usually ask is, okay, what subjects do you like in the finance area, or what courses do you like in the finance area? Once you are saying these courses you like in the finance area, so they will start asking you question in that area. Then they might ask you question that okay, in which area you want to do your research. Do you have any specific research question or research proposal in that area? Have you read a paper in those area or not? So what happened in my IIM Calcutta interview, they asked me, have you been through a paper in recent past days? So I said, yeah, I have been through a research paper. So what they did is they asked me the name of the research paper. They asked me the name of the author of those research paper, in which year it got published. Then they opened that research paper. Then they start asking me question from that research paper. So there were four hypotheses in that paper. So they were asking me, okay, how many hypotheses were there in the paper? So I told them that there are four hypotheses. Then they asked me, okay, so what are those hypotheses? Are they valid in today's time or not? Because that paper was published in year 2000, and I
Hmm.
appeared in the interview in 2022. So they asked me, are those hypotheses still valid in year 2022 or not? And they start asking me question, related to that, those paper only. So I mean, it was kind of stress interview. They were grilling me a lot, and in the end I just said ki, sorry sir, I am not sure about this question, but yeah, definitely after the interview I'll go and read about it. So this is how we can answer them. One thing I would like to suggest for the interview purpose is ki, if you are not sure about any answer, or if you don't know the answer of any question, just do not give any sort of answer, because these are professors. These are, they have their expertise in their area. They will catch everything. So they'll get to know that you are saying wrong, this is wrong. So that will give a wrong impression. Rather, you can say simply, sorry sir, I don't know about this thing. I'll definitely read about it after the interview, or I'll definitely would like to know about this. So this is how my interview was. Mostly they will ask you question related to your area only. So yeah, and you should have the conceptual knowledge of your area. Once the professor, they know that you are not having the expertise in the research up till now. That's why you want to do PhD, and you're not having any experience of research. So that's why you are going to do PhD, and they know that you have done your post graduation or the graduation only. So they know what sort of knowledge you should know at that time. You should be having the conceptual knowledge of your subject or your area at that time. So they will ask question related to that, nothing more than that.
Right. So now that we have understood what is the procedure and all, can you briefly tell us what is the structure of the PhD program? How many years and which year you do what? Just like a very crisp and brief explanation. Can you hear me? Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. It got stuck twice.
Okay. So now that we have understood the procedure, I just want you to tell us about the structure of the PhD program. Which year, what are you supposed to do in a very brief and crisp way?
Okay. So again, in all the IIMs, PhD program structure, it differs. It varies a lot. So IIM Lucknow is still going through the conventional PhD program structure, wherein for first 2 years you would be going through your coursework, and in that coursework, first full year you will sit with the PGPs, postgraduate program students, and learn about all the different subjects, all the different courses of the management area. In the second year, it would be a mix of PhD courses and the PGP courses, wherein now in the second year, you would be having your area specific courses only. So, like I'm from the finance and accounting area, so I was having more of my courses from the finance and accounting area, almost all the courses from this area for my PhD program, PhD courses also, and in MBA courses also. I have chose only those courses which are basically relevant to my area. So in the MBA, there are many finance and accounting courses, but I have opted for only those courses which are relevant to my area in future and in which area I wanted to do my research. So this is about the second year, and at the end of the second year, you will have to appear for a comprehensive exam. It will basically judge you that throughout those 2 years of the coursework, how much you have gained in your area. And after qualifying that comprehensive exam, you will be promoted to the third year. So in the third year, you will start working on your research proposal or your research part. Formally, you will start working on your research in third year, but most of us, we start working on our research part in the second year itself, as we are getting time. So in the third year, as you're working on your research proposal part, right? So by the end of third year, you're supposed to present your research proposal, wherein you'll have to present your idea, your research proposal in front of your tech members. Tech is basically thesis advisory committee, and you will propose your area, and they will ask you question related to your research proposal. And also other scholars of your area and other than your area, they can also attend your research proposal, and if they are also having any question, they can also ask question related to that my proposal. So after qualifying the thesis proposal part, we'll be working on our thesis writing part. So then whatever we are proposing in our research proposal, we'll work on that part in depth, and we'll try to test our hypothesis whether they are true or not, they are accepted or rejected. Then by the end of fourth year, or you could say 4.5 year, we are supposed to defend our thesis. So before final thesis, there would be a pre-thesis seminar, pre-thesis presentation, and in pre-thesis, again you are going to defend your thesis, what all work you have done in your research. Then your tech members would ask you question. Again, your colleagues, your co PhD scholars can ask you question, and if you are qualifying that pre-thesis part, then you will be going to your final thesis presentation after 3 or 4 months. But yeah, for appearing for this pre-thesis part, you should have published at least one research paper. That is the criteria to defend your final thesis. Before that, you cannot complete your PhD. So you are supposed to complete your PhD within 4.5 years, but in some cases, there were scholars who were very brilliant and have completed their PhD in 3.5 years also, and there were scholars due to some issues or some problems, they have completed their PhD in 5 years also. So this is what a crisp structure or the roadmap of a PhD program is.
That was a very clear structure that you gave us. Now that we have understood the application process and the PhD program structure, we also want to know what are the exit options. So after you finish your PhD, do you only get into academia? Do you become professors? Is that the career path?
Uh, no, actually, conventionally, what people think is that if you're doing a PhD, then you are going to definitely be a professor, right? You are going to be in academia only. So what happens after the pre-thesis part? You can apply for the jobs in the sense you can apply for the professorship in different IIMs or IITs or top B schools wherever you want to go. So this is one thing. So this is always with the scholars that you can go in the academia. This is the first thing. Second, the benefit of pursuing PhD from IIM is that we have that practical knowledge of sitting with the PGPs in their courses, in the management courses in the first year, and we have that case-based study knowledge also with us. So and we are also having the comprehensive knowledge of our area. So we can also opt for the industry if we want to go there, like mostly for the research purpose, or for the research positions there in the industry. And you can also go for the consultant in the industry. I mean, in the consultancies, if you are if you want to go in that area, if you are interested in that area. Apart from that, if you want to explore more about the research, then you can go for the postdoc program also. And for that, definitely one should go to some foreign university pertaining to that area in which they have worked in their PhD. uh, for the finance purpose, most universities which conduct research in the Europe are very good. So I might consider a postdoc program in Europe after completion of my PhD. Yeah, that is there. So yeah, apart from the academia, these are the certain exit options, future plans which a PhD scholar can consider while pursuing the PhD. So there are consultancy, there are industry exposure they can get, and then there's this postdoctoral program. And apart from this, they can conduct their own seminars. Then they can conduct their own FDPs, faculty development program, wherein they can teach high profile people about the research techniques, methodologies, what they have followed. So yeah, these are the things.
Okay. So now that we have talked too much about work, now let's just try to understand, do
Uh-huh.
PhDs even have a life, or are you always into research papers, studying all the time, sitting in the library?
Okay, so that's an interesting question for me. So basically, it is very individualized for a person that
Right.
what they want to do in their PhD. So there are all sort of scholars in the PhD program. You can see some who are very studious. You can see some who are very chill, and who takes the thing very light, and still they are doing it right. So, and there are people who are extroverted and introverted, and there are ambivert who are mix of both. So if I put myself in this criteria, so I'm sort of ambivert student, and I like both things at one plate: study and the fun part together with it. So I don't think take things very chill, but yeah, I don't even want things to be very serious for me, because I cannot work in that environment where the things are getting more serious. Because like at one time you need something to get out of that seriousness, or to get out of that work. Because in the PhD program, after your coursework is done, when you have only your research work to do, so you cannot work on that research for 24 hours, right? Even for 12 hours, you cannot work on that. So you need something, some fun part in your life. So for me, it is like I go out with my friends, I dance with my friends, I make fun of people with my friends. Yeah. So these are the part which I do in my PhD program. uh, Obviously, you were also one of my group members, so we have been through like so many fun part together, gatherings. So, and we have been to
So what
cafes
fun
also.
options? Yes, yes. So what fun options does IIM Lucknow offer to you? I'm sure the 2 years which they spend with PGPs, we have a lot of activities. It's just too much fun for them. But again, after we leave, so what do you do? What are the facilities at IIM Lucknow that you use, or what are some fun options that you have around?
Okay, so if I talk about the fun options, obviously all the fun options that PGPs are having, we are also
Sorry, the
enjoying.
the the tiffin service guy is calling on.